Salutations, respected viewers. I'm George from Ireland. I'm in London, and behind me is the London Assembly, or London City Hall. So I suppose the City Hall is the name of the building, and the London Assembly is the name of the body that meets there. So this opened in 2000. Well, I won't tell you the whole story of the government for London now, but I'll try and tell you the relevant bit. Might go back later. But anyway, the Labour government came to office in 1997. They won this landslide victory. Tony Blair became Prime Minister, and he decided he wanted to reinvigorate local government. And one of his big ideas was directly elected mayors, not just for London, but for various other places. Now, the Mayor of London is not the same office as the Lord Mayor. The Lord Mayor is a ceremonial position for the City of London, which is only 1 square mile, which is the financial district, right? Whereas the Mayor of London is for the whole of London, which is like 25 miles by 25 miles. And includes the City of London. So the Mayor of London is now Sadiq Khan, a Labour politician. Previously it was Boris Johnson, a Conservative, and prior to that it was Ken Livingstone, also a Labour politician. And so those who are registered to vote in London are allowed to vote for this position. And it comes up every 4 years. There's no limit to the number of terms that can be served. No one served more than 2 terms at the moment. Ken Livingstone tried to be elected a 3rd time, failed. Boris Johnson defeated him. Ken Livingstone attempted a comeback, but again failed. So Sadiq Khan, he's up for re-election, I think, next year, and by the looks of it, he'll be re-elected. But it's not a foregone conclusion. So here we see the flag of the European Union, and you can also see the flag of the United Kingdom. So the UK is in the European Union at the moment for a further 3 months. As something changes, it might actually stay permanently. That's what I suspect is going to happen. So, so there was a referendum in London. Do you want a directly elected mayor, as elected by ordinary people? Because in a lot of places, people would elect councillors to the city council, county council, or whatever, and then the councillors would elect a mayor from amongst themselves. That's what happens in Oxford, for example. About 50 people on Oxford City Council, and those 50 people choose one of themselves to be mayor. Labour dominates that city, so it's usually a Labour politician is chosen. But this would be something different. So the people of London would elect people to the London Assembly, and they would also separately elect a mayor, elect an individual. So the people of London said, yes, we want to do that. And several other cities like Manchester, Birmingham, Hartlepool, I can't think where else does it. I'm not aware that anyone in Scotland does it, or Northern Ireland. I mean, I know like Northern Ireland's got a Lord Mayor of Belfast, but he or she is not directly elected, likewise in Derry and so forth. So you can see this very rotund building. Ken Livingstone said it looked like a testicle. Now, in these hypersensitive times, you might say, oh, we have to have a trigger warning, that's mortally offended some people. Is that sort of anti-men, or is that just too sexual? Is that scandalizing children? This politician saying something about a generative organ in relation to a public building. And now, it doesn't bother me one whit, but the thing is the Labour people tend to be terribly censorious, passing motions of censure because people said boo. But why do they let Ken Livingstone get away with it? A scandal-struck mayor who drank whiskey in there, and doesn't bother me again, bothered a lot of other people. He bought loads of copies of Morning Star, this communist organ, and it really was a communist newspaper. Honestly, it was the newspaper of the Communist Party of Great Britain. Because almost nobody else would buy it. People say that's really a subsidy, buying far more copies are ever going to be read. So that's it. So there is obviously an auditorium there where they sit in a hemicycle. About 40 assembly members elected on a geographical basis. There are 32 boroughs of London, and they're elected, for boroughs, but in rough proportion to the population of the borough. If the borough's got more people, it gets more representatives. Or assembly members, I should say. So there we are. So London's traditionally been a very Labour city since Labour became a proper political party in 1900. The Conservatives are actually stronger here than they are in many other major cities in the UK. In Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Edinburgh, so forth, Cardiff. The Conservatives haven't had a Member of Parliament for decades, whereas the Conservatives are stronger in London than they are in other major cities, partly because it's more prosperous, because it's southern, obviously. So southern England, the Conservatives are stronger than northern England, or certainly stronger than Scotland or Wales. Anyway, so that is the London Assembly. There's open democracy here, as in you can go in, you have the right to sit and watch in the gallery for free. There might be a bit of a queue, a bit of security going in, that's it. Sometimes they grill the mayor. They have some sort of indirect control over the the chief constable of the police of the metropolis, or the Metropolitan Police as we say for short. Sometimes, I remember 2008 there's an attempt to vote him out. I think it was Ian Blair at the time, no relation to Tony Blair, the man who was in charge of the Metropolitan Police. So police in London are called the Metropolitan Police, or the Met for short. I know there's this newspaper called the Metro. One of my pupils thought that the Metro had some sort of connection to the Metropolitan Police, but it doesn't. Oh, and there you can see London Bridge behind. We're on the south bank of the River Thames, and across there you can see the Tower of London. It's really a castle despite the name. Okay, so perhaps that's enough from the London Assembly, which is functioning. Now, despite there being a London Assembly, they still have 32 boroughs, as I said. There's a borough council, local councillors elected to each of those boroughs, and there's a mayor for each borough. Okay, there's one mayor for the whole of London. Then there's about 32 mayors for each of the boroughs, and there's a Lord Mayor for the City of London, the financial district. And next weekend, indeed, is the Lord Mayor's show. The current Lord Mayor is retiring, having served 1 year, and there's a parade, horse-drawn carriages and soldiers and so forth. And then the new mayor is going to be inaugurated, and he or she will live in Mansion House. I don't know who the new Lord Mayor is, but as I say, it's usually a man. 2 women have held that position. No reason it shouldn't be a woman again. It might be, I just don't happen to know. Okay, I'll switch it off now.